Hi, it's Patrick Brewer here from the Model FA. Today I'm joined by Aaron Hattenbach. Aaron is a financial advisor in San Francisco, and I want to get his perspective on a question that I think we all face as an advisor, especially during our sales and onboarding process with clients. And that is, should we have a financial planning checklist? Like, first, is it of value? Should we send it before the meetings? And maybe secondly, what should be on it? Just like 4 pages? Is it just a quick survey? Is it 1 page? So I brought Aaron on because I think he has a pretty good process for doing this with his prospective clients, and I want to get his feedback. So Aaron, what are your thoughts being a financial advisor for a number of years, like with the financial planning checklist? How should it work? What should it look like? What should be on there? Take that any way you want.
Before I even get into that, so I like to focus on the fact that the financial planning checklist is a super simple document, right? And so when people are seeking out financial planners, most people hate discussing money. They avoid it at all costs. They'd rather fold their sock drawer than sit down with a financial planner and discuss their future, because it is not something that you can take a steroid shot and solve. It requires a lot of discipline, a lot of work. You can't just go to the gym one time and expect results. You've got to go every day.
Yeah, you got to get under the bar.
You got to hustle. You got to hustle, and you got to really want it. So, with the financial planning checklist, I think it is a non-abrasive way of basically educating the prospective client that what role we play is not just your investment manager, right? I think there's a common misconception in our industry because in predecessor generations, people were product salesmen, they were investment managers.
Yep.
But this financial planning profession is kind of a new profession.
Fledgling almost in certain cases.
And most people don't know how to explain what financial planning is. Well, for me, the best way to explain what a financial planner does is to build a very simple checklist with 5 core questions. The first one, which I think is the most important, is what are you looking for in a relationship with a financial planner?
That's a good question.
Because if I don't know what you're looking for, then all I'm doing is selling to you. But if I know what you're looking for and it corresponds with how I run my practice and my philosophy and the services I offer, then there's an alignment there and there's a potential marriage.
Got it. I love that. I mean, so it sounds like it helps you frame the sales discussion, but you're also getting a little bit of information about them, what they value, what their goals are, so to speak. So you do send a financial planning checklist. You've got a couple questions on there. I mean, do people generally fill it out, or like what's been your reception? What's been their reception to your process to this point?
Great question. So I probably sent it out to hundreds of prospective clients, and most don't complete it.
Okay.
But I do know from the first 5 to 10 minutes of that call, when I ask them, have you looked at the checklist? And please be honest with me.
Yeah.
Most of them know what the checklist has. They've briefly glanced at it. Maybe they haven't read it from top to bottom, but they see that I'm not just covering investment management for them.
Yeah.
And so there's budgeting, estate planning, stock options planning, you name it, right? And so they look at me and they say, okay, well, you're kind of like a personal finance expert. Not like a financial advisor or an investment advisor. You're kind of this broad-based, think of me as a family physician for your finances.
Got it. So it's almost like a pattern interrupt. Like they're expecting one thing, potentially reaching out. You're sending them something else like, hey, make sure you have this information available. Read through it at least. So they come in and they're like, oh, I'm expecting something a little bit different, and I'm open to hearing and learning more about it.
Yes, and what they're expecting is not a 1-page simple document that I could create in an hour. They're expecting a marketing deck with a ton of financial jargon and charts and disclosures, and they're going to be immediately put off by that because it's going to scare them. It's going to put up their guard. And you get on that first call, and they're going to feel like they need to impress you, because you've impressed them with this incredible presentation that is graphically designed by, anyways. I don't need to get into it, but I think by starting off with a simple process and good ingredients, you'll prepare a great meal.
Love it. Yeah, just hand-selected, curated ingredients, pulling together kind of a curated experience for people.
Don't scare the client or prospective client.
I think that's
Educate them, build rapport, make them feel comfortable on that call, and mark my word, instead of 3, 4, 5 meetings where you're chasing after the client, they're ready to sign the documents after 2 meetings.
Love it, man. Well, you heard it first from Aaron Hattenback, financial advisor out in San Francisco. If you want more information like the conversation we had today, go to www.modelfa.com. We've got videos, blog posts, resources, programs, you name it. Wherever you're at in your practice, we're here to help.